Um, what would you say is the normal amount of time, and what's the like? How does it unfold with a puppy? The whole arc of bitiness from 8 weeks. When is it going to? It's affected by when the teeth are coming in, falling out, and all of that. So, what do you see as normal?
Yeah, that's really important to think about what is normal, because there is times when the biting and nipping is abnormal, at which point, we try to direct people directly to a qualified professional. But basically, I think when puppies come home at 8 weeks, they're so like very scientific term like blobby, and like they're sleeping a lot and they're only awake for short periods of time. They might get a little mouthy, but it's not so bad. I think as they settle in and grow a week or two, that's when you start to see the mouthing get worse, like between 10 and 12 weeks, where they're bigger, they're faster, they can move a little bit better. And so you start to see them get more mouthy. And then I typically see the mouthiness start to decrease as they head into adolescence, which is going to be around, the 4 to 6 month mark. Small
Mhm.
dogs are going to mature out of that puppy phase more quickly, closer to the 4 months. But if you have like a lab or a golden, obviously, that puppy mouthing might stick around closer to a little bit past 5 months would be what I would consider normal.
And then I have always advised our families to be aware that when those adult teeth come in and they're settling in the jaw, it's not necessarily bitiness the way that it is with a puppy, but the urgent need to chew, not only just physically,
Mm-hmm.
because that would feel good, but they're canines. I mean, they're dogs. It's
Mm-hmm.
species. And so I'd love to hear your thoughts on how we can help them transition through adolescence and those teeth coming in.
Yeah, everybody thinks after the puppyhood and the puppy nipping and you get the sleep under control and the house training that like you're smooth sailing, but like, oh no, here comes adolescence, which I think can honestly be more challenging at times for a number of reasons. One, the dog is just physically larger. So when they're being crazy and jumping and not able to settle and being mouthy, it's more problematic. And then also, our adolescents start to look like adults, and so they're no longer in this puppy body, and they're sort of are starting to look like very lanky adults, but they're starting to look like adult dogs. And so suddenly we put these adult expectations on them when they're not going to be grown-ups until like 2 to 3 years old. So that adolescent phase can be really hard for a lot of guardians. It comes like every day is different. It's like a human teenager. So anyone who has, maybe not those of us who have been teenagers, I think we forget it, but if you have raised a teenager, my guess is you have a little bit more understanding about this phase. And the chewing is a huge one. And you're right, where it's not typically the same as a like that puppy mouthing, exploring the world with their mouth. But yes, it is a huge need for chewing. Their teeth are coming in. They also are just chewing is just exactly like you said. It's a very dog behavior. They need to do it. They're going to have excess energy. And so giving them appropriate outlets for chewing is one of the best ways to make sure that they're not chewing on stuff that you don't want them to chew on. People can find it very confusing that I say, in order to get your dog to chew your stuff less,
Yeah.
let them chew more,
Yes.
meaning find appropriate outlets to let them chew, help them with any of that pain, discomfort with the teething, help them get that excess energy out. And that can make life easier for everyone.